Hello guys, my name is Rizky from acreativealt, and today I'm going to give you a couple of tips to speak in an interview video. Corporate video productions has been our bread and butter here at acreativealt, and of course one thing that always needed in a corporate video is an interview, or what we call talking head. Greetings to all my beloved staff. This is your boss speaking, and today I'm going to talk about FY 2030. And whenever we are recording an interview video, it's always been a challenging situations for the clients because I believe many of us are not comfortable enough to speak to a camera. And of course, for someone who has been recording videos for YouTube, for online content like myself, I understand this really well. You can actually see my earlier videos, how I stumble through all the videos. Even now, I still need to edit my videos many times in order for me to be able to sound natural on camera. For my clients out there, if you stumble on your interview videos, it's perfectly fine and it's perfectly normal, so don't worry about it. So I just want to give you a couple of tips in order for you to prepare for your interview video. If you are speaking to a video for the first time, I think this is going to be really useful for you. So the first thing is attire. And of course, in this case, the video companies that you hire to record your interview videos will be able to advise you. But in my case, what I always advise the client is actually to avoid anything with a small pattern. Typical examples of this is of course checkered shirts. It can also be like a tiny patterns, like a really tiny flowery patterns. It will actually create something that we call a Moire effects, or what some of my clients say, dizzying effects, whereby we can see all these lines and patterns actually constantly moving around. So therefore it creates a pretty distracting looking video. Instead of focusing on the face and the person who are talking, the audience will somewhat look at that shirt instead. Still, in regards on attire, try to wear something that is comfortable. I would rather the speakers to wear something a little bit bigger. If it's too big, we can always have a clip and we just simply clip it at the back. So therefore the attire will looks a bit tighter and fits nicely instead of something that is too small. Then it feels like you are restricting your movement, and sometimes it actually makes yourself appear bigger. Next thing is eyeline. This is something that I commonly see whenever we record an interview video. Your video team or even your colleagues or your marketing colleagues will actually standing behind the camera. Whenever you're actually delivering the line, your eyes will actually go to them instead of the camera, which is of course something not ideal when you're actually doing this kind of a corporate video. So just make sure that your eyes always look at the camera lens itself instead of anywhere else. And of course, time to time, the clients ask me, should the speakers look at the camera or should he or she look somewhere else? It depends on the feel, and this is what I meant. If you want to capture the feel like the person is actually talking to another person, which is an example, let's say I'm a CEO of a company and I want to talk to my staff, and the person who are actually watching it is actually the staff itself. So if that's the case, I should actually look at the camera so as if like I'm having conversation with that person. However, if I want to tell a story, something that happens in the past, I'm telling the story to someone else on site, then I would advise to look at something. And for this kind of video, I always advise that the person asking the question should sit at the same level as the interviewees so that they have the same eye line as the interviewees. Look pretty natural, as if like you're talking to someone else instead of like you know like looking up or even looking down. Next things, of course, in regards on script. This is something pretty challenging. If you have worked with me before, I always advise people not to use teleprompter. In most cases, at least, I would advise not to use, a lot of people ask me to print the paper really big, then they just read through the paper. People, you can actually see that you are reading because you can still see that your eyes actually moving around. In my opinion, sometimes it can be a bit distracting. Unless you need to deliver the exact lines, then of course I would advise to ask your video team to bring a teleprompter. But if not, I would advise to just simply prepare the script. And if this script is actually prepared by someone else from your company, there are a couple of different methods to make you able to remember the script. But I would advise you not to try to memorize the script. Instead, just memorize the key points. Let your expert mind fill the blanks. In my opinion, this can actually create a much more natural types of interviews. With that, you can actually showcase your expressions, apply more emphasis on certain key points, and so on and so forth. Next is to actually read through your script in front of the mirror multiple times and practice your expressions while reading at the mirror. I know this sounds really cliche, you know, like whenever you have presentations, people always advise you to look at the mirror. One thing about having interview videos, and I think this is one of the reason why it feels scary to speak to camera, because you basically can't actually see yourself. Most people, including myself, I started to get pretty self-conscious on how I look like on a camera. Instead of trying to deliver my line, I'll start to get concerned on how I look on the camera itself. So by looking at yourself in front of the mirror and reading through your script multiple times, you know roughly how you look like on a camera. And of course, I do believe your video team will actually bring proper light things, and you may have a makeup artist and so on and so forth. You have a team to help you to look the best, and you just need to deliver your important lines. So just a quick tips on talking to a camera on an interview video. I hope this video is useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.